It was another day in the Curtis Friend Asylum. Nurse has been upstairs the whole time, just thinking about what should she do for the next trial she has. The entity summoned her a couple hours ago, telling her to be ready for her next trial. Just then the nurse hears something outside. She turns her head so quickly, and then blinks outside, ready to confront whatever it was in her territory. She then sees it in the distance. It looks like someone running towards her. As the figure gets closer to her position, it swings its weapon at Nurse, but she blinks, dodging the attack. As she finally gets to see who it is, she's enraged. It is Blight, one of the other stronger killers in the entity's realm. He roars and Nurse just stands there looking at him. They both stare each other down for a couple of minutes. Then Blight looks down at Nurse's hand and sees that it is glowing with a fire-like aura. It just then clicks into his head what she is about to do. But it was too late. Nurse blinks behind Blight and slices down on his back, showing a huge slice mark down his back. Blight screams as he turns around and grabs Nurse by her throat and throws her into a boulder. Nurse gasps out of pain as she hits the boulder and falls to the ground. She then sees Blight rushing towards her. Quickly, she blinks behind him and slices down his arm. Blight, with his sharpened cane, swings it across the nurse's face, and she is sent flying. Nurse gets up feeling pain, but she's already been through this many times. It doesn't bother her that much. Blight rushes towards the nurse and grabs her and throws her into a wall. Nurse groans from the pain. As she's about to get up once more, Blight rushes towards her again. But with her telekinetic power, she picks him up and throws him through a breakable door. Blight groans in pain. Nurse feels fatigue coming. She quickly blinks towards Blight and slices down his chest. She then becomes fatigued, and Blight screams in pain. But he sees Nurse is still fatigued, and he runs towards her and punches her, which sends her flying. Nurse lands on the ground and rolls a couple times before she completely stops. Nurse slowly gets up, feeling pain and soreness across her body. She then sees Blight rushing towards her again. This time she blinks towards him. Blight swings, but Nurse blinks again, and then slices down his back once more. Blight screams in pain, and then swings his entire hand backwards, hitting Nurse and making her scream in pain. With his cane, he brings it down on Nurse, but misses. Nurse swings her weapon at Blight, and it pierces his leg. Blight roars in rage and grabs Nurse by her throat and throws her to the upper level of the Curtis Friend Asylum. He quickly puts more serum inside of him and rushes towards the building. Blight walks around on the upper level, wondering where Nurse is. He hears a sound. He quickly turns behind him and sees nothing. Then he hears another sound, and then they get louder and louder and louder, and then they stop. Silence fills the air. Just then Nurse appears and slices down Blight's arm. Blight screams in pain and then slices down Nurse's arm. She screams from the pain as Blight grabs her and throws her into a locker. Nurse blinks and slices Blight's face, making his pain more agonizing. Nurse feels herself losing blood quickly, and the pain hurts. She feels herself losing consciousness quickly due to the amount of blood lost. Blight gets up and grabs Nurse and throws her back downstairs onto the grass-like field of the Curtis Friend Asylum. Blight jumps down but then realizes his leg is still wounded, which then makes him squeal in pain. Nurse gets up and blinks towards him, slicing down the leg again. Blight punches Nurse in her arm. It hurts so bad. Nurse, feeling the pain, begins to lash out, swinging her blade anywhere and everywhere on Blight's body, her sanity completely leaving her. He screams in pain and then punches Nurse a couple feet away from him. Nurse gets back up, and her and Blight stare each other down. Nurse sees Blight charging up his power. Nurse feels fear for the first time in a very long time, but she'll die protecting her land. Nurse charges up her blink to its full power. Blight rushes towards Nurse, and Nurse blinks towards Blight, and then everything stops. Nurse and Blight look at each other, and then they have realized that they have pierced one another through the hearts. Nurse, with rage, retracts her weapon, and Blight, with also the same amount of rage, retracts his weapon, and then they both fall to the ground. Nurse laid there feeling weaker than she has in a long time. Blight lays there looking up at the sky before he sees the dark fog consume him. Nurse watches this before her eyes and realizes this is the child the entity was talking about, as she hears the dark whispers tell her that everything is going to be okay. Throughout all this pain, throughout everything that she has just been through, the nurse tries to find strength, but she has none left.